Zimbabwean President Emmerson Mnangagwa met with Chinese President Xi Jinping for bilateral talks on Thursday. Now, the meeting took place on the sidelines.
Zimbabwe has just signed a $533 million rail deal with China that could change everything. Decades of crumbling infrastructure are about to be rebuilt, unlocking faster trade, billions in mineral exports, and thousands of jobs. This isn't just another project, it's a game changer for Southern Africa. Watch closely. History is being laid. Chapter 1. The $533 million deal. On September 2, 2025, Zimbabwe took a bold step toward transforming its transport infrastructure. President Emmerson Mnangagwa traveled to Beijing and met with top executives from China Railway International Group, better known as CRIG, to finalize a $533 million rail modernization deal. According to All Africa, this isn't just another investment. It involves Transtech Engineering Corporation, a subsidiary of CRIG, which has a strong track record in large-scale railway projects across Africa. Now, you might be wondering, why is this such a big deal? For one, Zimbabwe's rail network hasn't seen a major upgrade in more than 2 decades. Trains that once transported goods across the country now move at frustratingly slow speeds due to outdated tracks, old locomotives, and malfunctioning signaling systems. This deal aims to address all of that. The $533 million will not only fund the physical upgrades, but also bring in technical expertise from China, allowing Zimbabwe to leapfrog years of incremental improvements and move straight to a modern, efficient railway system. For everyday citizens, this could translate into faster deliveries, lower transportation costs for goods, and better connectivity between cities. For miners and exporters, it's a game changer. Reliable rail means minerals can reach ports faster, boosting Zimbabwe's competitiveness on the global market. The scale of this investment is comparable to other major African infrastructure deals, signaling Zimbabwe's serious intent to revitalize its economy through strategic partnerships. Chapter 2. Zimbabwe's rail crisis. To fully grasp why this deal is historic, we need to understand Zimbabwe's rail crisis. In the 1990s, the National Railways of Zimbabwe, NRZ, was a powerhouse, transporting 12 million tons of goods annually. Fast forward to today, and that number has plummeted to less than 3 million tons, a staggering 75% decline, according to New Zimbabwe. That's not just a statistic. It represents lost economic opportunities, delayed exports, and a mining sector struggling to move its products efficiently. The reasons behind this decline are many. Years of underinvestment, outdated equipment, and a lack of maintenance left tracks prone to breakdowns. Freight wagons rusted in depots, and signaling systems became unreliable, causing long delays. Mining companies, which are the backbone of Zimbabwe's economy, faced enormous logistical hurdles. Think of extracting valuable minerals like lithium or chrome, only to watch them sit idle because the rail system couldn't handle the volume. This decline also affected regional trade. Zimbabwe sits in the heart of southern Africa, and its rail lines are vital for connecting landlocked areas to ports in South Africa and Mozambique. The lack of functional rail infrastructure forced companies to rely on trucks, increasing costs and contributing to road congestion and wear. Simply put, the rail system was no longer supporting Zimbabwe's economic ambitions. Chapter 3. Modernization Plan. So what exactly will this $533 million achieve? According to ZimLive, the modernization plan is comprehensive. It includes the rehabilitation of key rail lines across the country, installation of advanced signaling systems, and the acquisition of 17 new locomotives along with 209 new freight wagons. These aren't just cosmetic upgrades. They will dramatically improve the efficiency and reliability of Zimbabwe's rail network. But the plan goes beyond trains and tracks. The government will also construct 5 new stations along strategic corridors. This is crucial because stations serve as hubs for freight consolidation, maintenance, and logistics planning. By building modern stations, Zimbabwe is creating infrastructure that supports higher traffic volumes and smoother operations. Another significant aspect of the modernization plan is the use of technology. Advanced signaling systems will allow for better traffic management, reducing delays and accidents. Locomotives will be more fuel efficient and capable of hauling larger loads, which means fewer trips and lower operational costs. According to ZimLive, the combined effect of these upgrades is expected to increase freight capacity and operational efficiency substantially, setting the stage for faster mineral exports and more robust trade. For businesses and citizens alike, this plan promises tangible improvements. Transporting goods between major cities will be quicker, more predictable, and cost-effective. Companies will have the confidence to expand operations, knowing their supply chains are supported by a reliable rail system. Chapter 4: Strategic New Lines. One of the most exciting components of this project is the development of strategic new lines, particularly the Beitbridge-Harare railway line. This 566-kilometer corridor, according to Bulawayo 24, is designed to connect Zimbabwe directly to South Africa, its largest trading partner. By doing so, it's expected to cut transport times by as much as 30%, creating a faster, more efficient route for moving minerals and other goods. Why is this so important? Beitbridge is a key border post, serving as the gateway to South Africa. Currently, goods often get delayed due to congestion, poor rail conditions, or reliance on trucks. The new line will streamline operations, reduce costs, and allow Zimbabwe to compete more effectively in the Southern African Development Community (SADC) market. The Beitbridge-Harare line is also a strategic enabler for regional integration. Faster rail transport can facilitate trade with neighboring countries like Botswana, Mozambique, and Zambia. It's not just about moving goods within Zimbabwe, it's about positioning the country as a regional logistics hub. According to Bulawayo 24, this line could become the backbone of Southern Africa's mineral supply chain, transforming how the region trades and interacts economically. Chapter 5: Boost to Mineral Exports. Let's talk about the real economic impact: mineral exports. According to ZimLive, Zimbabwe's mining sector aims to reach a $12 billion output target by 2030. The upgraded rail system is critical to achieving this goal. Minerals like lithium, chrome, and coal currently make up nearly 40% of the country's export revenue. Without reliable transport, these resources cannot reach international markets efficiently, which limits revenue potential. With modern rail infrastructure, Zimbabwe can move larger volumes faster and at lower cost. Lithium is in global demand for electric vehicles and battery production, making efficient transport a key competitive advantage. Chrome and coal exports will also benefit, allowing mining companies to expand operations and increase profitability. Moreover, a robust rail network reduces dependency on trucks, lowering logistics costs, road wear, and carbon emissions. According to ZimLive, this shift could improve export margins significantly, giving Zimbabwe a stronger foothold in international markets. For miners, investors, and the government, the deal is a game changer, unlocking value that was previously trapped due to logistical inefficiencies. Chapter 6: Economic Ripple Effects. When we talk about this rail project, it's tempting to focus only on the big mining companies or the government's strategy. But the real story is how this $533 million investment trickles down into everyday life. According to New Zimbabwe, the construction phase alone is expected to create around 5,000 jobs. Think about that. Thousands of workers getting a steady income in a country where formal employment is often scarce. Now think about the secondary effects. Those 5,000 workers don't just collect salaries. They'll buy groceries, pay school fees, rent homes, and eat at local restaurants. Suddenly, small businesses along the rail corridors see a surge in customers. A local hardware shop near a construction site might see its sales double because workers need tools and supplies. Cafes in towns along the upgraded lines could stay open longer because more traffic and more money are circulating. And it doesn't stop there. According to New Zimbabwe, commerce in these communities is expected to rise by 15 to 20% within the first 5 years of operation. That's not just optimism, that's a measurable economic ripple. It's like dropping a stone in a pond. The rail project is the stone, and the ripples are the countless small economic boosts that spread outwards. Families get more disposable income, which feeds back into local economies, fueling a cycle of growth. The project also strengthens Zimbabwe's logistics ecosystem. Improved rail means goods move faster and cheaper, and when transport costs drop, the price of basic goods often follows. So, indirectly, the benefits could even show up in people's grocery bills. Chapter 7. Timeline and Implementation. Big projects live or die on their timelines. According to Bulawayo 24, the feasibility study is already complete, and construction is scheduled to begin by December 2025. That's just around the corner. The full implementation, however, will stretch over 36 months. So we're looking at a 3-year transformation plan, fast in infrastructure terms, but still a serious commitment. Here's how the rollout is expected to work. In the first year, Zimbabwe will receive the first batch of locomotives and freight wagons, 17 locomotives and 209 wagons in total. These will immediately strengthen the railways, even while track rehabilitation is ongoing. The idea is to keep things moving, rather than waiting until every kilometer of track is perfect. By the second year, major sections of the Beitbridge-Harare corridor should be operational under the new system. That's when exporters can start seeing the first tangible reductions in delays and transport costs. And in year 3, the entire project, from signaling systems to new stations, should be fully functional. Timelines are like this because businesses plan around them. Mining companies want certainty. They need to know when to scale production, when to sign export contracts, and when to move equipment. Chapter 8. Risks and Challenges. Now let's be real. No project of this scale is without risks. According to ZimLive, cost overruns of up to 10% are possible. That might not sound like much, but on a $533 million project, we're talking about more than $50 million in extra costs. Then there's the political angle. Infrastructure requires stability. If political tensions rise or if policies shift mid-project, timelines can stretch and investor confidence can waver. Zimbabwe has faced such uncertainties before, so maintaining consistent political will is crucial. Logistics pose another challenge. Coordinating construction over hundreds of kilometers of railway isn't easy. Delays in importing materials, equipment breakdowns, or even weather events like floods can slow progress. And let's not forget environmental concerns. Rail projects often cut through sensitive ecosystems. Balancing the need for development with environmental sustainability is a fine line the government must walk. Debt sustainability is another hot topic. While Zimbabwe stands to benefit massively, it must ensure the financing terms don't become a burden for future generations. Observers will be watching closely to see how repayment structures are managed. So yes, the risks are real, but every major project carries risks. The difference lies in how they're managed. If Zimbabwe can stay the course, the benefits are likely to outweigh the challenges. Chapter 9. Zimbabwe's Long-Term Vision. Finally, let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture. This rail deal isn't just about moving minerals, it's about reshaping Zimbabwe's long-term future. According to New Zimbabwe, the upgrades are expected to increase mineral export efficiency by 25 to 30% by 2030. That means more revenue, stronger GDP growth, and more leverage in international trade. But Zimbabwe's vision goes further. By positioning itself as a regional trade hub, the country can capture opportunities beyond mining. Think, Zimbabwe is becoming the go-to transit corridor for goods moving between Southern Africa and global markets. That would create sustainable revenue streams long after the mines slow down. There's also a social dimension. A modern rail network connects communities, making travel safer and more reliable. It attracts foreign investment in manufacturing and agriculture, sectors that need dependable logistics to thrive. And it builds national pride. Citizens can point to world-class infrastructure as a sign that their country is on the rise. By 2030, Zimbabwe hopes to not only meet its $12 billion mining target, but also to solidify itself as a central player in Africa's economic landscape. This rail deal with China is more than steel and concrete. It's a statement of ambition. Do you think Zimbabwe's partnership with China will pay off in the long run, or could the risks outweigh the rewards? Comment below and join the conversation. If you enjoy this video, don't forget to like this video, share it with friends, and hit that subscribe button for more in-depth stories about Africa's biggest economic shifts and global deals shaping our future.